Watching Shane Dawson and Friends, where the excitement never ends. So open your ears, sit down and relax. Push an enable bust a fucking cap in your ass.
I don't think we've ever gone through that song without you making some kind of noise.
Just make a noise.
Yeah, okay, I play the song, and what do? You lay your phone down. It was like, you're watching, and then I hear, and then I hear you go,
I was dancing. I was thinking I can't wait to do like a remix of that, like burn, chained up.
you're watching. Woo,
I was
Anyways.
dancing. Sorry for having a zest for life.
Ugh.
Oh god.
I keep my life unzested. I keep my life real bland, boiled. My boiled life. Ooh, coming to TLC. Hey guys, welcome back.
We're back.
Today, I'm not gonna lie, I'm very nervous.
He is nervous.
I had diarrhea all morning. Usually it's just half the morning.
Well, just to let everybody know, normally, no offense to our past guests, it's usually like pitch black in here, so like you can't really see anybody, and you just turn the lights up like really bright.
I turn them up really because I want to see her. Okay, so as you guys know from the title, Lori from Shark Tank is here. First of all, I need to learn how to pronounce your last name because I always butcher it.
Greiner?
Greiner.
I don't know what
That
else it
sounds
would
right.
be.
Okay, Greiner. Sorry.
Can you not do that with her?
Hey, Lori.
I mean, honestly.
Oh my God. I mean, I watch Shark Tank every single week.
You and my niece, who's 10. Go on.
Really?
Yeah, she loves it.
I mean, it's good. It's, you know what? She probably likes it because it's like sometimes there's kids on it. They make weird inventions. And then you think the sharks are going to be nice to the kids and be like, here's money because you're a kid. The sharks don't care. They're like, fuck off, kid. Get a real job, kid.
I definitely thought it was like a part of Shark Week up until very recently. Like actual shark. I mean, to be fair, Shark Week's like this big deal people talk about where there's actual sharks, and then Shark Tank became a thing. I don't think I'm alone in that. I think there's a little confusion in the marketing. I don't know. I know that that's not what it is now.
No, Lori is definitely not a shark, and she's definitely not part of Shark Week. And she was definitely not in Sharknado. So any of those three things will make her very angry.
I wish she was in Sharknado.
Her and Tara Reid. She kind of looks like Tara Reid. Oh my God, never mind. That's so fucked up. I love Tara Reid. I was gonna say like like in
Don't say it. You were. We're not. You're like, I won't say that. Anyway, oh my God, totally. Right.
No, it's like when you.
No, stop it.
Okay, never mind. Off to Tara Reid. On to something else. Like okay, for example, like if like you see, and you look at like Celine Dion, okay, and you look at Celine Dion, and you think, do you think Britney Spears ever looks at Celine Dion and goes, oh, if I would have made the right choices, I could have been Celine Dion?
I don't think that Britney Spears looks at Celine Dion and says that. I think she looks at like other people. I think she looks at like, even like Christina. She's probably because Christina.
Ew! Who would look at Christina Aguilera and be like, "Oh, that's what I want to be"?
Britney would.
Ugh.
Because Britney tried to do
Christina
like the voice
Aguilera,
thing and she didn't.
Christina Aguilera looks at like a fucking stack of pancakes and goes, "That's who I want to be."
That sounds really good.
Me and Christina agree on that. Anyways, off of Tara Reid, and now on to what I did this week.
Oh, okay.
So it's sad that I had to write this down because I have no life. So I literally was like, Lisa, what did I do this week? And she's like, I don't fucking know. And then I remembered. So Lisa was gone.
I know she was in Vegas.
She was in Vegas.
I saw those pics. She went to Britney, I think.
We'll get into that.
We'll have to talk about that.
So she went to Vegas, and of course, I stay home alone, or with Corny. It was boys' night in, and even though Corny's a girl, whatever, boys' night in.
I know. I was like, isn't
and
a girl?
You know how like most like girlfriends would be like, okay, like don't get a hooker, like don't fuck any other girls, don't have a party.
No, I don't have to say that to like my husband when I leave. Like I know he won't do that.
Well, Lisa says to me, okay, don't make yourself sick by overeating. Make sure to go outside at least once. Like it was all things that like you would tell a child. Of course, I made myself sick by overeating.
What'd you eat?
So I went to El Torito, and their nachos are delectable.
You know, I had like a massive craving for nachos today.
Anyways, just take that in.
No, I was just thinking about melted cheese.
And then 3 hours later, so I went with a couple friends, and we were on our way to some mall or something. And
you have friends? Go on.
I have friends. And we got, I was with Corny, and we got stuck in traffic for 3 hours. And by the time the 3 hours was over, we all looked at each other and said, I'm ready for another meal. So we went to Cheesecake Factory.
You did not. You did not.
And our table was so filled. I mean, I don't want to go into what we got. There was orange chicken. There was pizza. There was nachos. There was chips. There was French fries. There was multiple kinds of French fries. It was intense. We brought the dessert first. It was intense. And the table was so packed that the waitress came over and said, do you need anything else? Actually, you know what? I don't think there's any more food on that table. I think that table's packed. I think that table's full.
It's my least favorite thing when you clear your plate and like a waiter's like, well, somebody didn't like it. I'm like, fuck you.
No, fuck you.
I fucking hate that.
Not only did we do that, after that we went to a cake shop.
You're disgusting.
Called Sweet Lady Jane's.
Oh, that's right near me.
Oh, it's delicious.
Except they're known for like that fruit cake that they make,
Princess cake,
which I don't love.
It's amazing.
I
hate
love it.
fruit.
I love fruit, which is weird because I don't love that cake. They have a chocolate situation though. I will get behind anyway.
And then after that, I went to a candy store.
You did not do all of this.
And then I went to 7-Eleven and got a zinger.
You did not. You're lying.
I'm dead serious.
This is all for effect.
No, these are real things. This is my real life, guys. It really happens. Then Lisa came home and she told me about the Britney Spears concert, and she was like, basically it's a weekend at Bernie's, and if you guys don't know what that is, it's a movie where there's a dead body and people have to make it look like it's alive for an hour and a half.
Such a good movie.
Well, that's what Britney Spears concert was. I guess her
God.
backup dancers were holding her up, and like she wasn't making eye contact with anybody, and she does the thing where she pulls a guy up on stage and does like a striptease with them, but she wasn't making eye contact with him, so it was like this awkward like blind like striptease where she's like not looking at them.
To be fair, I think
on them.
I think it's a really awkward thing to pick somebody random like do a striptease with them. Like, or is she really gonna look? She's not actually trying to get them like, you know what I mean? Like, she's not gonna actually like really try to like get them. You know what I mean? Like, it's more for the audience than the guy. So like, to be fair, like I don't really blame her for that.
Anyways, I got really sad about it because I don't know, Britney Spears, the fact that she's just a dead, empty shell of a person makes me sad. And then Lisa's like, ooh, and then these guys were like hitting on me and like whatever. And like one of them picked me up and was like, oh my God. And then I got really sad. And she's like, oh my God, no, are you sad? I didn't mean to make you jealous. Are you sad? And I was like, oh no, I don't care about that. I'm thinking about Britney. I'm like really sad about Britney. I literally would not stop. She kept trying to change the subject. She's like, so what'd you do? And I'm like, so like, did she have a mic? Like, was she holding a mic?
Hey, was she sing? Did she sing anything?
No, she talked. So, okay, she had her headset mic on, I guess, which she's supposedly singing into. But then somebody handed her a handheld mic, and she's like, now I'm going to be doing a slow song. And I'm like, do you have two mics? I don't understand.
Because, well, one of them's not on.
I guess I understand.
I think you do get it. You just don't want to.
Then I ended up literally for 3 hours on Instagram looking up Britney Spears Vegas tags and watching all like the 3-second videos of Britney Spears' terrible performances. That made me really depressed. Anyways, speaking of, I want to give an update. So last time we talked about all the people that unfollowed me on Twitter and how angry I am, which by the way, some of those people came forward and said, oh my God, it was such an accident. Oh my God, I did not mean to press unfollow. Fuck you, you liar. Said that to their face. Fuck you, you lied. That's not true. I just was like, okay, girl, it's cool. Anyways, I'm not the only one that this happened with.
What do you mean?
Selena Gomez has cleansed her life. She did a juice cleanse on her life.
She big time juice cleanse.
She unfollowed, I have a list here. She unfollowed Taylor Swift. She unfollowed the Jenner Kardashian monsters. She unfollowed, I didn't write him down, but I remember it. Austin Mahone.
Didn't she make like a statement about it afterwards too?
Yeah, she said she's cleansing her life. She said she went to Coachella and she decided that drugs and alcohol are not for her. So she got rid of her 15-year-old friends. Why is she hanging out with 15-year-old kids?
Isn't she 15?
No, she's 22 or something.
Really?
Yeah, and she's hanging out with all the Jenner, Kylie, Kardashian bitches, and they're like 5 years old. It's like, first of all, Selena, hang out with people your own age because you're starting to look like one of those creepy YouTubers who's like 30 who has swoop hair and hangs out with 17-year-olds.
No comment.
You know who you are. It's really creepy to me. But, listen, I understand. I wonder, like, what Taylor Swift, though, like, what is she going to write a song now about Selena? Like, you unfollowed me, you bitch.
I think Taylor Swift couldn't give a shit. I think she's fine.
I think she gives a shit. I think Taylor Swift gives too many shits. That's why all her music is angry.
Not about Selena Gomez.
Yeah. Do you remember that GIF that they made where Selena Gomez and Justin Bieber are kissing, and then it pans over to Taylor Swift, and she goes, "Gross, fucking gross." You don't remember that? Listen, I keep up to date, so you don't have to.
I don't remember that. I wish I did, though.
Speaking of gross, guys, Miley got out of the hospital.
I know.
I have a quote from her. She says, I was stuck in Kansas where I was stuck in the hospital, and I wouldn't eat anything because the medicine made me sick except for Cracker Barrel. So all I did for 5 days was be on steroids and eat Cracker Barrel. That just sounds like my life. Miley's hospital experience.
Oh my God, do you remember my roid range when we did the movie? I had like a sinus infection and I had to go on antibiotics and steroids. And the first day you go on them, they're not like injectable steroids. Everybody calm down. They're just like these pills you take. I don't know why, but they make your glands not be swollen or something on your nose. I was like, I had like roid rage. I was hyper. I was like crazy. I was like roiding out.
No, I remember we had like an intense fight that night.
I don't
We were in the car on the way home, and you were like,
like,
I'm mad. I'm going to tell you why I'm mad.
And
And I was like, oh my God, Hulk angry.
Yeah, and I
Hulk
punched
smash.
you. And I punched you.
And then you crashed the car into a wall, and you went, I feel great.
Yeah,
It was really intense.
It was cool.
No, I've been on steroids a lot. Every illness I get, they put me on steroids. And then the first thing I'm like, am I going to gain weight? And the doctor goes, I mean, let's not blame the steroids.
Yeah, right.
Let's blame the Cheesecake Factory and El Torito and the candy shop and the cake store and the zinger that you got at 7-Eleven.
I don't know what a zinger is.
Oh my God. I just had this conversation with Lisa. Okay. She was like, I was like, hey, you know, we were having one of those moments where like, let's get to know more about each other.
Oh God.
And
I should tell her that that's a bad idea.
Yeah. And she's like, what's my middle name? I'm like, I don't fucking know. And then I go, okay, well, what's my favorite snack food? And she's like, that's not equivalent to a middle name, but okay. And she's like, I don't know, a Twinkie. And I said, no, a zinger. And she goes, what's that? And I said, it's the Twinkie's older, prettier sister everybody wants to fuck.
Is that the pink one?
Gross. Get out of here. No, not the snowball. That's disgusting. A zinger it's a Twinkie with a layer of hard vanilla icing on top. So it's like you're getting a Twinkie and a piece of cake into one.
I don't. I get it because I don't like the hard icing. Like I don't like hard icing.
Oh.
Like a Twinkie, if a Twinkie wasn't disgusting, like if it was like a real, like a Twinkie, but like it wasn't like a Twinkie, it was like real cake and cream and stuff, like that sounds great to me.
No.
Not like the Twinkie version of it.
Next time I'm going to bring a zinger in and we're going to try it. They have different flavors. They have vanilla, they have chocolate.
How come we've never done that before? How have we never done
that? That would be disgusting to literally be like, hey guys,
so fun.
We're eating zingers right now.
That sounds like the best podcast idea.
All right, next time it'll just be food. We need a guest though that's all about food. Who could we get? Paula Dean.
We already had
She loves. I feel like me and her are on the same page, like humor wise. She's a little farther to the racist than I am.
I was gonna say, maybe you shouldn't align yourself with her. You're already in hot water with like a lot of people. Like maybe you shouldn't like be like, you know who I feel really connected to?
Paula Dean.
I totally get. But I mean, by the way, I guess I'm not allowed to say it, but I like Paula Dean. But I mean, I wouldn't. Maybe not.
Whatever. People are so annoying. I mean, I get it. The N-word's bad, but it's like, chill the fuck out. Okay. I mean, she makes delicious food. You know,
she really did. I'm
so glad that we're not famous or that people don't.
I know. Like nobody listens to
half the shit that we say on this. If they like Jeanette McCurdy, was on some other podcast, and she said like one thing mean about her ex-boyfriend, which was pretty funny, and it went viral. Was everywhere. It was in like Perez Hilton. It was on TMZ, and I'm like, okay, first of all, on our podcast, she was talking about big black penis, and it didn't go viral at all.
No,
people don't care about us.
No, but it's kind of great. I think we're in this great sort of level.
Yeah, where people say anything.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so really quick before we get into our official review of Justin Bieber's new song, I have not heard it. Have you?
Unfortunately, no.
You missed it. We're going to listen to it together and give our official review.
Okay, great.
Before we get to that, though, I just want to let you guys know that don't go to a One Direction concert.
Why?
Well, because hundreds of fans were crushed last week and 50 were injured, some almost dead.
Why? What do you mean? What
because I think the Mexican one like took his shirt off or something, and then they all rushed the stage and like trampled each other.
I don't think like any of them are Mexican.
Yes, they are. Zayn.
Like, so he's not Mexican.
His nipples are brown.
Okay, cool.
And
like,
he's pretty caramel complexion.
Okay, great. I don't think he's Mexican. Go on.
I'm pretty sure he is.
Okay, great.
One of them, I don't know if you saw this, probably not because you're not up to date with this stuff. Get on my level. They just released this music video where they all looked like the intro for Intervention. They all look like drug addicts. Like, and then the whole point of the video is they're walking toward the camera, and then like one of them would swipe their hair back, and they turn into a different one. It was like special effects.
You know what's upsetting is like I actually really love the song, the one that you spoofed.
Story of my life.
It's so good. My thing is like, why do they need more than one person singing that though? Like it like annoys me that they switch people. I'm like, just stick with one person.
Because then it turns into a Destiny's Child thing where you have the other two and they're like, how come we ain't getting the shine?
No, I'm saying.
And then Beyonce looks like a bitch.
I'm just saying like it would just be better like if there was just like one person singing their songs. Like their song is. Did you hear like Coldplay? What's his name? Chris Martin did an interview the other day. It was supposed to be like the big reveal of talking about Gwyneth, which he like didn't talk about at all. But he talked about how he loved One Direction. He's like, I really think they're brilliant. They're really brilliant.
They're so not brilliant. Here's the thing. They're fine. They don't write their music. They just sing. Like one of them sings it. The other one like plays drums. I don't really know what they do. They're not a band. I don't quite get it. They don't really dance, but it's all it's like it's the O2L of music. I don't quite understand it.
O2L.
I appreciate it.
O2L is the One Direction. I mean, O2L wishes. That's like the best comment.
There's one Mexican in O2L, right? By the way, I always say there's 5 O2L members. There's 6, and we had them on the podcast, and I can't, and for the life of me, remember. I'm like, I thought it was 5. Which one am I forgetting?
I don't know. I blacked out that whole podcast.
I enjoyed that podcast.
I couldn't handle it.
Why? Too much?
Too much.
Too much, man?
Too much. I think that people probably commented about how little I spoke that time. They probably enjoyed it a lot because of that. But
you know why? Because like you were like the mom, like, and we were having our play date, and mom was over in the corner being like, "I want a drink."
I did want to drink. I should have been drinking. It would have gone better for me.
Anyways, okay, so now we're gonna get to our official review. This song is Justin Bieber. I'm only gonna play a second of it because I don't want to get in trouble. It's called "We Were Born for This." Who's we? Him and his multiple personalities.
Mm-hmm.
Him and his 2 black friends that he hangs out with 24/7. Here we go. Okay, first of all, that was almost as much auto-tune as Farrah Abraham's Unplanned Parenthood song.
I'm already loving it. Go on.
Mm-hmm. Okay, is there words, or are we just moaning, or like what is happening?
I feel like I could sing a song.
Sing along if you know the words, guys. Oh wait, words.
Oh yeah, choices.
What do you think his choices are?
I feel like this is like his version of not like a woman, not yet a girl right now. You know what I mean? He's like breaking it down and like taking stock of his life and just being like, I've got choices.
A pin bucket. And sometimes I fuck Selena Gomez.
I'll make bad choices.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I shave my head. Has he shaved his head yet? I feel like he should.
I mean, it's certainly shorter than when.
I feel like he's at that point where he can have a breakdown, and I'm into it. I'm ready.
I think he's in the middle of one right now, wouldn't you say? I think we're like living through it right now.
Oh, he got deep on that one.
Oh, that's some serious falsetto.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest, guys. I can't listen to this.
I think he can blow. As Randy, what's his name would say?
What the hell does that mean?
You know, Randy Jackson used that on.
He can blow.
That means sing. He can blow.
I mean, you can blow. I can blow.
He can blow.
I don't know. I mean, all his music is so fucking boring. That's the thing. When he first came out, it was like, know you want me, baby, whatever it was. I was into that. I was like, okay, I can get behind this. But all this music, his last CD sounded like royalty-free background iMovie music. It was just like ding, 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 and he'd moan. Or it sounded like, remember those old Nokia, you guys don't remember those old Nokia phones and the ringtones they had? And they had like guitar ringtone and be like, dang, bang, bang. Boring. I don't know, Justin, get back to where you were.
I'm fine with it.
Okay. Do you think he's going to die? I hope not.
I sure hope not.
I think he's going to be okay. I think he needs to get hit by a car.
It's not that I think he's going to die. What's going to happen? He's going to blow through all his money, and he's going to. It's going to not be pretty.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How can you blow through that much money? How much is earrings?
Because he's so young, he's not handling any of his money, and he's trusting people.
Wait, so what you're saying is he probably goes to El Torito and then Cheesecake Factory 2 hours later, and then a cake shop, and then a candy store?
This is Shane's version of making it.
Girl, I go to a candy store.
No, that's what's gonna happen. He's gonna turn into Leaf Garrett. Leaf Garrett was like the big, huge
Nobody
teen idol
remembers who that is.
in the 70s, and like then he was done. He lost it all. He also killed somebody, but that's another story. It was an accident. Anyway, moving on.
Speaking of killing somebody, it's that time again. Farrah Abraham time. God made a mistake. Shh, don't tell. Okay.
Oh, yeah. What is it?
Shh, don't let it get out. Shh, don't let it get out. Okay, Farrah Abraham time. Yes, today I have a lot. I'm going to try to narrow it down.
How could you have a lot?
Because every week she brings it. First of all, guys, the hashtag Farrah on Shane has taken over. She has retweeted some of them. She has tweeted that she wants to come on the podcast. Still no phone calls or emails from her directly to us. So we have no updates.
No.
Except for the fact that she knows and she has a new song coming. Okay, that's what I'm going to start with.
Ooh.
She just tweeted, "I'm too excited. Can't wait to share what I've been working on with all of you. Hashtag hard work pays off. Hashtag music.
Ain't that the truth?
Hashtag dance. Hashtag yum. And finally, hashtag...
How many M's in yum?
Just one. And hashtag loose yourself.
With
2 O's.
To be fair, I never know how many O's and stuff are in lose and loose. I'm with you there.
Well, you're both of those, so you're loose and lose. No, so her new song's coming. I want her to premiere it on our podcast.
Oh my God, that would be the greatest thing ever.
I think we should reach out to her, and I think we should say, okay, guys, this is our new...
Do you know how much you would charge for that? Do you have any idea?
This is our new goal, guys.
You cannot afford it. You would have like no El Torito for like a year. That's how much that costs.
Just singers. They're only $1. Okay, guys, go to Farrah's Twitter. and tweet her and say, we want you to premiere your new song on Shane's podcast. Maybe this will happen. She'll probably, you know what she'll do? She won't come. She'll just call in. It'll be like one of those things where like she calls and she's like, hey, this is my brand new song. # loose yourself. # yum. And then we'll play it and we'll have to act like we liked it, which we'll get to that later. Somebody left a comment being, we'll get to it later, but they left a comment being like, what are you guys actually going to do if she comes to the podcast? I'll explain what we're going to do later. Okay, this is another little tidbit.
We'll figure something out.
So you know how Farrah always says that she, well, before we get to that, she is re-releasing her book, My Teenage Dream Ended.
No, I did. She always says that. No, I didn't know that.
She re-released her book, My Teenage Dream Ended, because, you know, we need another one.
Did something else happen that we need to know
More
about?
dreams have ended.
Okay.
The book cover is her pulling her child out of a high school locker while she's carrying a huge cell phone that has a monkey cover on it. She has a huge brooch the size of a like bucket of apples on her chest. And also the biggest thing on this book that made me want to kill myself was that it says New York Times best seller.
No, it did not.
New York Times.
No, it didn't.
Best fucking seller. Farrah Abraham is a best selling writer.
To be fair, nobody buys books anymore, so it doesn't take a lot to become a New York Times bestseller.
Like, okay, think about it. Like, who else is a bestseller? I don't know, like Stephen King.
Chelsea Handler.
Oh. Okay, never mind then. I was going to say, like, it's like this exclusive club, and then you got Farrah Abraham.
And there is, yes. Really? I don't know if that's true. Did she?
It's on her book.
Did it say, like, new and you?
No, what she meant was that she sold it at the Times Square. And she was on the street corner selling it. She's like, it's a seller on Times Square.
It's like
I'm in New York.
I'm in New York. I'm in Times Square.
That's what it means, right?
I want to investigate that a little further.
Look it up. It's on her book cover.
I mean,
okay, this is my final Farrah Abraham story, and it is genius, and I'm very, very excited about it. Oh, wait, one more thing. So she tweeted a list of items that are in her bedroom all the time. Most of them were obvious, like, you know, rope, duct tape, hot wax, an extra person. Those are literally things she tweeted. But the
wait. What do you mean? Like she just
she tweeted things to have in your bedroom to spice it up.
Like an extra, like the verbiage is so fantastic. Like she's not like another person, an extra person. Okay. But the final, is her daughter the extra person? Oh God, I feel.
Oh come on!
I'm just saying.
Too far.
Too soon.
# yum. The last thing that she tweeted, which really confused me, and I wanted to tweet back at her and ask for an explanation, but then I didn't want the explanation. A cane. like a walking cane. What the fuck do you do with that?
I don't know.
There's a hook on it. I mean, I don't really want to know what you do with that.
Did she injure herself?
Did she injure herself?
I don't.
With that extra person and that duct tape and hot wax, sometimes you just need a cane.
I don't.
Okay, so this is the biggest final bit of news. This is my favorite. So, you know, she came out. She said that the sex tape was fake and that, or not fake, sorry. Whoa. The sex tape was real and that it was personal. And she didn't know that her boyfriend was filming it. And it was like it got leaked and blah, blah, blah. So emails from her to the porn company have just been released.
Oh, fun.
Yeah. Are you ready for this? Okay, it says, in the mother of one's email sent to Vivid Entertainment on March 27th of last year, subject line, dreamin'. Dream N, like dreamin'.
Oh, I get it.
Abraham detailed her desire for her first home sex tape with the hopes of S&M, anal sex, and voyeurism. And this is a quote from the email. After being cute and sexy, I want to rough up my boy toy a bit when dominatrix him. I'm on the countertop. I grab the whipped cream for him to eat off of me. He's fucking me. We're making out. Some high times and almost climaxes, and then I want anal in the shower. All caps. I love shower anal.
Did all of those things happen in the sex tape?
He sucks my nipples, and then I turn around, bend over, and he places us to the water and washes the cum off of my back.
Oh, God, I can't listen to this anymore.
First of all, shower anal. Interesting.
I can't.
I understand it. Because sometimes I like to pee in the shower because sometimes I don't wipe my butt and I go in the shower and clean it off. Like, I get it. Like, you're in one big sink.
Okay.
Speechless. It continues.
Oh, does it have to?
Mm-hmm. It says, we can also reveal that the email, which was riddled with spelling mistakes, that's how you know it's really her, was sent more than a month and a half before she began even negotiating her deal. Okay, this is more. I grab my whip, my face mask, and by 3, I get boss and whip him. Wait, I think that's a thing. I get boss. I think she just made up a term.
Oh, like
I get boss.
I get boss. I get
All right,
it.
wait, let me rephrase that then.
I get it.
And then I cuff him. I make him say kinky shit. I get boss. And he says phrases to me like, he loves my pussy and then I want his big dick, you know, things like that. And then I look at him and I say, okay, I'm ready. And then he cuffs me and then he picks me up and puts me on the kitchen counter and says that he's starving for my pussy. And then in all caps, she puts OMG LOL super hot. I want to tell him before we're done that I don't want to rush into anything. Wait, what? There's a storyline here. But then I want to move it to the car.
Ladies appreciate storyline.
Then I want to move it to the car because car sex is super epic. And there's a chance of the public seeing us, which is super hot. And then she ended the email by saying, in all caps, this is what I need. So there you guys go.
To be fair, but apparently they complied to all of her wishes.
They did. I saw the tape. So then here's my main question. That was amazing. But here's my main question. What do you need? What's your sex tape? What happens in yours? What is yours called? Lauren Snip her.
Snip.
Lauren Schnips.
The way you say my last
Snipper.
name, it's like it makes me sound like a munchkin, like Schnipper. Like Schnipper.
Lauren the Snipper. Oh, and then it's just you with scissors. And then you're just snipping all the guys.
I'll tell you one thing. I wouldn't be stupid enough to my emails being leaked. You know what I'm saying? Okay.
Would you what would your thing be? What's like your go-to move? I know what mine would be.
Tell me what yours would be.
It involves a zinger.
Mine involves nachos. I think we're on the same page. I seriously was in a meeting, like a fancy Hollywood meeting today, and I'm not kidding. Like you're paying attention. Then all of a sudden, like nachos just came into my brain, and I couldn't stop thinking about nachos. You know what I'm talking about.
No, I'm thinking about that. I forgot we were podcasting. I'm just thinking about it. Well, there you guys go. That was our Fair Abraham time. I hope you enjoyed it. Every week it gets better and better. Next week, I hope we can hear her new song. Oh, one can dream. Are we going to take a break?
We're going to take a break.
We're going to take a short little break. I'm going to go pee. And then when we come back, Lori Greiner.
I think it's
Greiner. Oh, fuck.
God,
we need to look this up. I know her. Listen, I know everything about her. I just don't know how to pronounce her last name.
Oh,
we'll figure it out. I don't even know how to pronounce Lisa's last name.
You don't know how to pronounce my name.
Swartz.
Oh, God. There's an S situation going.
Swartz.
We'll work on it over the break.
Anyways, yes, Laura from Shark Tank has come back, and I'm going to ask her to invest in my sex tape. See you guys in a second. Hey, what's up, you guys? Okay, so today's sponsor is GoDaddy, which I'm very excited about because I actually use this. Yes, GoDaddy. I don't know if you have a website, Lauren. Do you have a website?
Many.
They're all privated. Nobody can get to them because they're so disturbing. Some of them are legal. But if you have an idea for a website or a business or something where you need people to go to, I mean, listen, we're having Lori on today. Maybe we'll think of a product and we need a website for it. Lauren's nachosextape.com maybe. See if it's taken. GoDaddy is the #1 domain registrar. They have over 57 million domains. They also provide award-winning 24/7 support system. I don't know about you, but I get very confused.
You have a lot of questions.
I have a lot of questions about how to do my website, how to get my name, what's good. Anyways, I don't know what a .org is. I need to figure all these things out. So yeah, if you go right now to GoDaddy, they're offering one new or transfer.com domain for just $2.95. $2.95. Yo.
What?
You can start your website today. Go to GoDaddy.com, enter the promo code Shane295. You'll get 80% off, and you'll get your own .com for just $2.95. Some limitations apply. See their website for details. That is promo code Shane295 at GoDaddy.com. I don't know about you, but I'm going to make a website for that nacho sex tape. I don't know how many people are going to visit it.
I just really want nachos right now. That's the name of my website. I just really want nachos right now.
.com. All right, you guys enjoy the rest of the show. Okay, guys, we are back. I'm like shaking. I'm nervous. I'm trying to act cool. We are here with Shark Tank's Lori Greiner. Hi. Oh my God.
Hi. I'm so glad to be here. Don't be nervous.
I'm so nervous. All I can hear in my
really
head.
nervous.
All I can hear in my head is dun 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 dun, and I'm sweating.
No, don't be nervous.
Okay. I'm trying to, and then I look down and I see your book is on my table. Your face is looking at me there everywhere.
She's
I look,
got great
I see
shoes
you.
on too. I mean, there's a lot going on.
That's the thing too. Do you feel like we'll get into? I mean, God, so much, but we'll get into everything. But do you feel like because you're a shark and because you're who you are, do you have to always like dress to impress everywhere you go?
Well, I think that becoming a shark, it's just changed my life in that everybody has a camera. So everybody is always snapping pictures, or everybody's walking up and just doing like a quick little picture, sticks their head next to mine.
Wait, where are you going? This is
airport. Oh my God, it happens all the time. And I am the kind of person where, I appreciate that people love the show. I appreciate that they're fans. I am the warm-blooded shark. I have a big heart. And so, I never want to disappoint anybody. I want people to be happy. I want it to be,
and you also want to look good.
Good experience. So yes, I don't want, I don't want to say, no, don't shoot me. But, if you look like crap, look, the internet, everything lives, right?
Oh, no, we look like crap every day. And, like, only when we're filming a video do I even shower. Today I showered for you, only for you. No other guests.
I appreciate that.
Literally, listen, everybody in my personal life, on my personal Facebook, does not give a fuck about anything I'm doing career-wise. But today, and especially podcast-wise, when I'm like, I have a guest on. But today, I went on my Facebook and I said, this is who's on. Give me questions. Literally blew up. Everybody in my life who never talks to me was so excited. They're like, you're meeting her. How did this happen? Why did she say yes? And I was like, I don't know. And I'm very grateful.
That's because we love you.
My heart everything just shuddered and I'm sweating even more. Where do I start? Okay. Let's start at, first of all, this is what I'm trying to wrap my head around. Like, you're so down to earth and you're so normal, but you're worth so much money. And everybody I know who's worth a lot of money, which isn't that many people, let's keep it real.
I mean, who do you know? I know. You hang out with me and I don't even want that money.
But it's what does it feel? Okay, wake up in the morning. What does it feel like to be you?
Oh my gosh.
I want to live through you.
Probably
right now.
great, I would
so
imagine.
Funny. I could tell you some great lies, but my life is really normal. I wake up, I go to work, I'm busy. I don't think I am very down to earth person, period. So it wouldn't really matter if I had $5 or if I had 500,000. It doesn't matter what I have. I mean, to me, people are just people. We're all the same. What matters to me is, are you a good person? Do I like you, or are you not?
Yeah.
That's what matters to me a lot. I've never been impressed by someone's success or by how much they have or what kind of car, what kind of house. Actually, that can kind of turn me off sometimes. Yeah. I think what impresses me more is, who are you? Are you somebody I like, admire? Are you real? Are you somebody I want to talk with? Do you have substance?
And is that because I've noticed listen, I watch Shark Tank every single week.
He does.
And I'm not going to lie, when you're not on it, sometimes I fast forward a little bit because I don't care that much. But when you're on it, I watch it crazily.
Oh, thank you.
And it seems that you do only really pick people who seem like genuine good people.
Yeah.
And I kind of took away because I've been watching Shark Tank for years, or 4 years. I think it's been on 3 years.
This is season 5 that's airing right now.
And and I'm trying to build. I have a business, but I'm trying to build businesses and hire people and work with people I like. And I do actually, when watching the show, I'm like, oh, it's interesting because you go with people who you think are good people, and then all the money and all the numbers and all that kind of comes second. And that's kind of how, like Lauren has no numbers and no nothing.
Right.
But you're a good person. So.
Totally.
So I picked you.
Have you ever been wrong with thinking somebody's a great person?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, the
yes.
worst.
Yes, I have.
I'm talking about with Shark Tank people.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yes, I have. It's very hard. It's very easy for me. I say I can tell instantly if it's a hero or a zero. It's very easy for me to tell, is the product good? Is the business model good? That's something that's pretty instantaneous. But people are complex, and people can show a fake side, right? So when I'm trying to judge, there's certain things I look for, certain things that I call like red flags. When I see the red flags, I'm going to run.
Okay, right? Give me advice. What's a red flag? When you're in business with somebody and it's new, it's fresh,
I think big red flags are if I find they're dishonest, if I find that they're calculating or manipulative, they're nasty, they don't have the same ethics and morals that I do. There are just certain things that, people say and do that alert you to that, and all of a sudden you're like thinking, And that happens. You can try to be the best judge in the world and have a lot of experience to know when to see those red flags. But I think that some people can pull it off. And on Shark Tank, I want none of it. It's like if you come on and you're not genuine or you don't have good reasons why you're there, then to me, it's like you're just wasting time. Someone else who's genuine could be there.
Yeah.
And so it bothers me. I'll call it out.
Do you have, for me, I have what I call the restaurant test. I don't even think I've told you about this. I have the restaurant test. I feel like you already know what this is.
Yeah.
So if I want to do business with somebody or there's a manager, agent, whoever wants me or whatever I want, whatever, I always go to a restaurant. I go to the same restaurant.
He does.
Because I like the food. And I have stomach issues. Anyways, I go to this restaurant, organic. Anyways, however they treat the waiter,
Yeah.
I know instantly.
And tweet the waiter.
And tweet the waiter. If they're tweeting, it's like, get a life. But however they treat, if the waiter comes over and offers them water and they don't even say thank you, or if we're in the middle of conversation, waiter comes over and they put their hand up to be like, we're in the middle of something, I've already cut you out of my life. You're already dead to me.
You know what? I like that. Yes, I would do the restaurant test with you. Yes, because I do watch how people treat other people. And it all goes back to, again, what is life all about? It's about who we are and how we interact. And to me, if you act above somebody or like somebody's just waiting on you, that's disgusting. To me, it's disgusting.
Yeah, disgusting. Okay, so how did you get involved in... God, I want to know everything. Okay, because it's so cool and inspiring to me, and I'm obsessed with business people, which is why I love the show so much. So, okay, I know, the Wikipedia version, the intro to Shark Tank version of your story. You did this, the QVC, and then this blew up. What was the moment where you went from, a struggling, whatever, college teenager, whatever you were doing, to that big thing? Was it like a long struggle, or did something kind of click?
Well, it's interesting. For most people, I don't things don't just all of a sudden like bam. You go through stages. You're learning. You're growing. I was always thinking of ideas. You're going to read this in my book because my book is more about my beginnings.
Her book, Invest It, Sell It, Bank It.
Yes. Invent
Out
it,
now.
sell it, bank it.
Invent it. Oh, God. I ruined everything. Invent it. So don't hate me. Oh, my God, please.
I
promise I'm a good person.
I don't think I could ever hate you.
I just have terrible eyes. And it's about 2 feet away from me.
No worries. No, I started because I was always thinking of ideas and not doing them, then seeing them out there. This is the short version, seeing them out there. So one day, I'm a jewelry lover. I like my mother, who had a lot of jewelry as well. And most women's jewelry boxes are a complete mess. Everything's jumbled on top of each other. I was with a friend who was in massage therapy school, and she was using me as a guinea pig. I was on the massage table. She's talking to me. She says, there's no good way to store earrings. And I thought, she's right. There isn't. And then it did hit me like a thunderbolt. My first product was an earring organizer, and I just saw it. Like it flashed before my eyes. It had sliding earring stands. The earrings were hanging. You could pull each slide out, one behind the other, and see 100 pair of earrings like that. And I said, this time I'm just going to do it. And I did. So and that's really what happened.
Like, what is that? Because, with a product, what did you do? You had to, you didn't know how to make that.
I had to figure it all out. Yeah. No, I didn't. I came home. I told my husband I wanted to do it. He knew my stories of where I'd seen my product out there before, and I just hadn't done it fast enough. And he said, you know what? Yeah, you should. And so I sketched it. Then we made a model. Then I made a bigger model, a more sophisticated model. And I had to figure it all out. And the book is a lot about this. I mean, how to go step by step by step from your concept to a prototype to do people even want it. You have to do market research, but you can do it, like guerrilla market research. Just hit the pavement yourself, which is what I did. And I just figured out every step of the way. I'm very do-it-yourself. Yeah. I'm hands-on with everything. So that was very easy for me. It was natural. It was like, now I'm going to go find a tool maker. Now I'm going to... And there's a lot of great stories about how all these things happened. A lot of it karma, I mean, I needed a I needed an injection molder to make my product, and I needed a tool maker. And exactly at the same time, there was a woman that I knew named Georgia who I had never heard anything about her husband, but her son was getting married, and she had worked for me on the side. And I went to the wedding, and we're sitting at this table, and my husband hits me. He's talking to the guy next to him, and he says, "You're not going to believe this." I said, "What?" He said, "Do you know what everybody here at this table does?" I said, "No." He said, "They're all injection molders and tool makers."
Oh my
I don't even
God.
know what an injection molder
And,
is.
well, I'll tell you that in a minute.
It's a plastic surgeon.
But-
Get with it.
But it was like
Wow.
shocking because Georgia's husband owned a factory literally about 20 minutes from where I lived at the time. And that was exactly what I needed. And I had no idea that's what he did. And it just was like, it just fell in my lap.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, crazy. I have a lot of stories like that.
Wow.
But
it also is a testament to, I think, I have this theory that, like, when, in very LA to say, like, ask the universe for something. And I have a theory that in practice, all that means is just telling people in your life what it is that you want.
yes.
And then people hear it, and then they know a friend, and they know a friend that knows something. Like, oh, I have a friend who wants to do this thing, So I feel like it's almost like that's what it is to ask for what you want.
Well, I'm a huge believer in asking for what you
Yeah.
want. I mean, you have to speak up and you have to
Yeah.
go for it. So whatever you need and want, often, the people that get there are the ones that are just tenacious. They're like, I'm just going to make it happen. I don't think you can just sit in your home and say, I want to be a success and do
Yeah.
nothing, and it'll just,
No.
universe will
No.
give it to you.
I
No.
don't think that.
So then that led you down the road of being the successful, you invented this thing, it became this big thing. And how did that lead you to doing QVC?
Well, I wanted to be on QVC because it was intuitive to me. If I have this earring organizer with sliding stands, and QVC at the time sold a ton of jewelry. So I thought, this is like a natural. All inventors, this little side note here, all inventors think that everybody needs, wants, and will love their product, no matter how bad it is, no matter how good it is. They all think millions will buy it. So I had that same affliction, and I thought every single woman on earth needed an earring organizer and would buy it. That's not necessarily true. Some women don't even like jewelry, but more women do than don't. And I thought QVC would be the perfect place. So I set out to go on. But little known fact, I was rejected by QVC.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so they sent me back my little box, my earring
Oh.
organizer, with a rejection letter. And I was very tenacious. I would call and call and call whatever store I wanted to get into, or HSN was now the next thing on my list. So I had it like on speed redial. Sometimes I would just keep going, not to be obnoxious, but like at certain times I'd keep trying maybe 8-10 times in a row, hoping that someone would eventually just pick up the phone. They'd be like, oh my God, this is so annoying. Who is that? And they'd pick up the phone. And I got a woman at HSN, and I had a very quick few lines that I said that captured them and would make them interested. And I got her hooked. And she said to me, well, it sounds great, but I'm moving, and so I won't be the buyer here anymore. And I thought, oh, great. I said, well, where are you moving? She said, Chicago. And I said, well, that's where I'm from. So if you need any help, I'll hook you up. Whatever you need, I'll help you with advice, apartment, whatever. And she said, you know what? I do need some help. I'll hook you up with the next buyer that replaces me. And that's what happened.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
But that was HSN, then you went.
That was HSN. So my first year, I was on HSN, and I was very successful. And my goal was, I really wanted to be on QVC because it was a larger platform. But I went from HSN to QVC UK in London. The success on HSN, they took me on in the UK. And then when my buyer was changed at HSN, I decided that I would try to go to QVC USA. She gave me the blessing, really. She said, look, I'm not your buyer anymore, but if that's what you really want, go for it. And so that's what I did. I switched.
So then, and then obviously huge success follows, and now you're on this show. Did somebody pitch you this show? Were you,
Now, you mean my Clever and Unique Creations show on QVC or Shark Tank?
I was talking about Shark Tank, but
Okay. Shark Tank is different. So I go along and I just continue to create products, right? And it's like you're feeding your customer. You know, like you have one hit, they want another. You have another hit, they want another. And it's that way. And I had worked my way up to my own show on QVC. You have to have so many hits and to be able to do that. And so that kept going. So now I've become this prolific inventor. You know, I have like all these products I've created. I have a lot of patents. And Mark Burnett's office found me is what happened for the show. So I was going to be in the pilot and in the first season. And at the same time, literally right at the same time, my mom passed away. And so I was not in a good place to be doing that.
Yeah.
And they kept in touch. And they brought me in season 3.
Oh, my God. Now, so many questions. So being a part of, like, an ensemble, you don't have to get into it because I'm sure everybody asks you a million times and you can't really talk about it. I mean, how do you, especially, okay, so there's usually 4 people, but there's, like, 6 sharks, right? There's
There
like rotating
is
sharks.
6,
and
yes.
Jeff Foxworthy. I don't quite understand, but but anyways, I guess he's a shark. It's very confusing. But
He was a guest.
okay, okay. But he's popped up a few times. I'm like, I love him, but I'm like, what is he doing? It's very confusing that he's there sometimes. But okay, so how did it work? Because you were like kind of the new girl, right?
I was the new
Was
girl.
it like high school? Was it like walking in and being like, where do I sit?
No, it was interesting. Well, they had all met me from right before we were about to shoot the pilot because I was there, but then I went home.
Gotcha. Okay.
So I had met all of them except for Mark, actually, because Mark was a guest in season 2. And he came on, and then he became permanent in 3. And I came on as a guest in 3 and then became permanent in 4. So, no, they were all very nice. I did not meet Barbara because Barbara was...
Chills just went down my spine. You could say no comment. Chills just went down my fucking spine. Like all my hair on my body is literally looks like just gelled up and standing
You
up.
were worried for me.
Oh my God. Oh God. I mean, listen, you don't have to say one word. You could just stay totally silent and you're smiling right now. So obviously you love her. She terrifies me in a way that I don't understand it. It's like this, and then she does these commercials now where she's like in front of a green screen and like she's in a cartoon world and she's like, I'm investing in, and it's every time the commercial comes on, I'm like, turn it off. She invests. It's like denture cream. I don't know. She invests in like very random products.
Sure.
No, it is. She's in a cartoon world. Remember when Alyssa Milano did those like college commercials? And she's like on a green screen.
Where does it run?
Vaguely.
I have no idea. Seriously,
maybe
never heard of
I
it.
watch Wendy Williams. It runs during Wendy Williams. But no, every time she comes on TV, I fast forward. I'm sure she's great. She terrifies me. I feel like she eats humans. Anyways, moving on. So how did this work?
Well, I'm glad she didn't eat me.
So I feel like you guys are only in episodes together sometimes.
Just sometimes. Mostly this season, she and Damon alternated, and there were a few times that they were on together and I was off.
And
Right.
I remember one.
You shoot in LA, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There was one episode I remember. I mean, I remember every episode, but one very specifically where you and her kind of teamed up, and you were like, "Let's do this together" because we're women, and it kind of reminded me of like, oh, this is like. It's like a buddy comedy movie where like the 2 girls are trying to team up to show America that they don't hate each other. It's like one of those moments, and it was. She still scares me a little bit, even though you made it. You guys look like you liked each other. I was still scared for you.
You were scared for me. Well, honestly, in the beginning, I was scared for me because it's a little bit difficult to come in. People by nature are territorial, right? And nobody likes when somebody new comes in and they come in permanent, and then like you're not on as much. So I think that, like you said, the new girl, when the new girl comes in, you've got concerns that you have to worry about. I always watch my back,
What is shooting
I
like?
never don't watch my back, just period in life. But it was great. I mean, they were very good to me. Like I said, I was on with just the guys the first time when I came in. That was the panel. Barbara went off when I came on. And that's back to this whole what we were talking about. So, but they were very good to me. I think they didn't know what to expect, right? And then by the next year, they were like just giving me all sorts of crap too. Yeah. It was like honeymoon's over.
Well, it must be hard too because you literally every time I watch Shark Tank with anybody, and we always pause it before the deals get made because I'm like, okay, who would you go with? Literally, you're always the one that everybody's like, oh, I go with her, obviously. And I'm sure the other sharks know you're the favorite. You're
oh
like
my gosh.
you're like the Paula Abdul, but we can understand you, and like you're clear-headed. Like that's like
Paula Abdul. She is petite like Paula.
You are very sweet. I have to say. I mean, I don't know. I think that's very, very kind of you. Very sweet of you. You can come home with me. We'll just adopt you. You can just stay with us.
oh yeah, I would love.
Can we get some of her jewels? I keep looking at your rings right now.
Oh my God, that was my grandmother's wedding ring.
Oh my God, it's gorgeous.
Thank you. And this is really mine.
What is the process of shooting? I don't even know if I'm supposed to talk about. I feel like I probably will get in trouble for this. I had a friend who actually, I have a couple people I know who have been on the show who have got investments and done the whole thing. And they would tell me about the shooting and kind of like, they kind of ruin the magic sometimes because, they're like, oh, the actual pitch is like 3 hours and it's just, they edit it down and give me all these inside things.
Oh God, 3 hours.
Yeah. So
it depends. Every pitch is different. You might, I kind of think you're going to ask, like, do we know who's coming in? We don't. I mean, we literally have no idea what's coming in. But it depends. Like, if they come in and the pitch is bad, it might be over in 30 minutes. If they come in and it's really embroiled and we're fighting, it's exciting, it could be 2 hours. I think the longest has been 2 hours.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like, what is I'm so interested in the actual production of it. So it's on a set, obviously.
Yes.
It's not in some weird,
We're on the Shark Tank
creepy
set.
mansion.
No.
It's not The Bachelor she's on. What's wrong with you?
So what is like a typical day? So a Shark Tank day, you go in, like 5 a.m.
You're going to love my book.
Is all of this in here?
Yes, you are going to love it.
Is there an audiobook?
No,
Just so I
you
can
know
hear your
what?
voice for like 5
I have
hours.
to do. Oh, you're so sweet. Oh my God, I'm so adopting him.
Take him. Take him.
Take him.
He's free. Great deal. Great business. Free.
Yeah, no risk. Promise.
I wake up. I go to the studio. We go into hair and makeup. So that takes a while. I've got a lot of hair and makeup issues.
Side pony.
It's like, yeah. I take longer, that's for sure, than everybody else. So I go in first, and then I drink a lot of coffee because I'm not really early riser. I'm more on the vampire clock, so normally I don't go to bed until like 2 a.m. So that's a change. And then we start about 9 o'clock, and the first person comes in, and we hear the pitch, and then it's like one after another. We get a few minute break. It's not long. I don't know exactly how much, but for them to like reset up.
Okay.
And then we go hear the next one. Then we sit down, we hear the next one.
Do you feel like often when you watch the shows, are you portrayed accurately? Like, do you feel like they're editing you pretty fairly to what you've believed?
Yeah, I do. I think that we're all who we are. I think we are a real reality show, actually.
Yeah.
I think that we are who we are. We're real life people, and I don't think we're trying to create drama.
No.
I think we all react honestly to who's there. Surprisingly, I mean, people always say, God, can Kevin really be Kevin? Yes, I think Kevin is Kevin. I think he thinks what he thinks, but there is a part of Kevin that is hilariously funny. And you just have to listen and watch him. But as much as I'm hitting him half the time and yelling at him and telling him, to be nicer, there's something about him also that's extremely funny. He has a wit about him.
What is this is where my brain always goes, because I'm sure you get a lot of the same questions over and over. I promise these are going to be brand new for you. Explain to me like the craft service situation. So this is where my head goes. So is it like you and all the sharks like huddled over some like Subway sandwiches? Like, what is the deal? How does it work?
No, this is not one of our sets. They don't have Subway sandwiches. They got like a smoothie maker.
See, like he does belong with me. All I care about is food always.
Oh my God.
Right. I remember countries by like what restaurant I ate it there. Craft service table is just, a lot of junk, right? Chips and candy and I don't know, cheese sticks. I don't.
Do you guys all huddle around it together?
Even
like
eat it. Well, in between each one of those breaks, so when I said like in between each entrepreneur, we do all tend to hit the craft service table, whether we're refilling coffee or whatever, talk. Normally, I mean, often we're talking about the pitch that just happened,
really?
Like, well, sure. If it was, something really great, or like as embroiled as we get, as you see on the set, we carry that over if we were all emotional about it,
Yeah.
Like we might, I don't know. Like I've had Damon go, oh, you shouldn't have this or that, and then I'll comment back. Or there's just banter back and forth about what happened.
Do you and the sharks ever fight over food? Like, is there, like, do you and Barbara get to, like, the sushi plate? And she's like, I want the California roll. And you're like, okay, Barbara, take the California roll, Barbara. It's fine. Everything is fine. Like, in my head, that's what I picture.
I could tell you my cat story. What happened to me the other day at Dr. Oz.
Oh, wait. Dr. Oh, God. Wait. Where do we start? Okay. Dr. Oz.
What happened at Dr. Oz?
This is a ridiculous story, but... speaking of things falling in my lap, so at Dr. Oz, we're doing, it's coming up, I think the week of May 12th, one of the days, I'm not sure what, I'll let you know. But I was on Dr. Oz, and we were judging, some people came in with home remedies, so we did a little mock Shark Tank. And they had this little baby kitten, literally like this big. It was maybe 6 weeks old. I love cats. And they took it out of a little basket. And the cat's freaking out. Like it's just, all legs spread, claws, and it's crying really loud. And Dr. Oz gets it and he holds it. And I'm like, I want to hold it. So they give it to me. And I'm obsessed with the care of this cat because this cat is shivering, shaking, and it's adorable. It's looking up at me with these huge little eyes. And it's such a baby. So I'm trying to make it feel good. So you'll see this on the episode. We go back to our green room, which is not very big. And I'm like, I've got to have the cat. The cat was adoptable. So anybody that's hearing this, please go to, I forgot what it's called. It's in New York. Well, anyway, we'll figure that out. And this little cat had needed a home. And so I'm obsessed with it. I'm like, where's the cat? They find the cat. They bring it to me. There's 3 cats now, 2 in a cage, and this little cat. I'm holding the cat. It's still shaking. It's so upset from being out there with the screaming and the shouting that it's, I think, just unraveling. And I'm holding it. I'm trying to care about it. And all of a sudden, the most horrendous smell starts filling the room.
My God.
So bad that everybody leaves the room but me. I'm holding this cat. And the woman comes in and she says, it farted. And I'm sitting there and I'm going to my husband, did it just poop on me? Like, I think it did. I think it's pooping on me because nothing can be this horrendous. Needless to say, Damon comes in. He's like, oh my God, Lori, I'm out of here. His girlfriend leaves. And here's this poor little cat and me not able to breathe in this room.
Just from one little cat fart?
What? One little cat fart. It was potent.
Wait, it didn't shit on you?
No, it didn't shit on me.
Oh, I thought that's where the story was going. I thought the story ended with, and then I looked down, and it shit on me.
I know. That's why I'm like, really? One little cat fart?
The story's even more hilarious because it didn't shit on me. It was just a fart. And seriously, it could have. It
was like an old fat man fart.
Killed a whole room of people. It was horrible.
Did it smell like a fart or smell like something else?
It smelled like a horrible fart.
I feel like that's what Barbara's fart. I'm kidding.
Stop it.
We're gonna have to cut all this Barbara stuff. I like her. Oh my God, I'm so scared. If I ever come on Shark Tank, which I want to do.
Yeah. What would you pitch?
My business. That's another question I have for you.
All right, don't tell me your business.
Toddy?
Because if you tell me, then I won't be able to be on the panel.
Okay. Side note.
Yeah.
So I do have a business I'm going to pitch that I'm not going to pitch on Shark. Well,
all right.
I do have a serious question though, because I actually one of my Facebook friends was asking me this, who's involved in the internet world too. So obviously, the internet is blowing up right now. Maker, I don't know if you heard about that, the $500 million, which by the way, I helped create Maker and I gave up my equity, which was stupid.
This is before I came into his life.
So, seriously?
So somebody called me and said, hey, that check for $20 million that you would have gotten?
Okay,
you're not getting it.
It wouldn't have been 20.
It would have been 20.
No, because your shares, I've done the math. It would have been just
I did the math. Anyways, so obviously there's like all this money in the internet, YouTubers, and all these things are happening. Have you been approached by internet companies or YouTube networks or YouTubers or for investment?
I get approached all the time by everybody and everything, So yes, the short answer would be yes, I get approached by a huge variety.
Do you
of
see
businesses.
do you see yourself? Because I feel like a lot of business people are trying to figure it out. I'm trying to figure it out. The internet, where it's going, and what even QVC is it more going to be online? Is it going to be do you see yourself involved in the internet more and more and more?
I do, because I think life is going that way more and more and more. I mean, QVC definitely, about 40% of my sales are on their website, where it used to be, 5 years ago. I mean, it's growing unbelievably fast, and it is the wave of the future. So I think it's a smart industry for anybody to be in.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, you always have to go with the flow. You can't and this is certainly established as the flow. Now, whether or not people like, Facebook or Twitter or what they're going to like and be following, that I think can become fickle. But, because the next new thing, and, that's how people are. They get bored with things.
Well, there's a lot of
something else.
I know a lot of apps were on Shark Tank, and I bought a few of the apps that people were pitching and stuff. Have you seen? Well, actually, while I'm doing this, let's get into. I have a list of some of the products that you invested in, and I know everything about every single one because I've seen every episode. So really quick, just going through okay, I have a list here, but what is the most successful Shark Tank product in your opinion? Doesn't even have to be just money-wise, just
oh
in
my
general.
God, you know what? A special's coming out. The most successful item so far in Shark Tank's history is my Scrub Daddy.
I had that written down, number
Scrub Daddy
one.
Sponge, yes.
Really?
Ding, 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 ding.
Killing
Yep.
it. So
The
what is
winner.
that? Are you allowed to talk numbers? Like, what does that mean? Like,
Yeah, I can
Scrub
talk
Daddy,
numbers.
the person who did the Scrub Daddy, are they like ballin', like living large?
It's really funny. Most entrepreneurs that do something are so passionate and they love doing what they're doing that they're like running so fast to keep up with that business that they're not out there like just living on the Riviera and spending money. He has a family. He's working and building and growing the business, which I'm sure eventually it should be sold because it's an amazing business. But we hit 18 million in sales in just over a year.
Oh
Wow.
my God.
Yeah, it's huge.
Wow,
And
that's crazy.
Scrub
It's-
sugar daddies.
yeah, right.
Oh my God.
That was good.
Yeah, it was good. He's a great person, and I consider my entrepreneurs like family. That's always been the philosophy to my business. We feel like a very large extended family. So I've eaten dinner at his house. His daughter texts me pretty much daily.
You're trying to get her to stop. I mean,
You want to know something funny? It's really sweet. It doesn't
Just
take,
kidding.
it's really quick to like just text her back, right? But she's very sweet, and she's a twin. And I'm super happy for them and their success. It also is an amazing product, and he's a great person to work with.
Do you have, actually, I have a question about products, but before I get into that, I need, because you brought this up that you had dinner and stuff with them. My favorite / least favorite / most amazing part of Shark Tank is the updates. Because depending on the shark, it could be really uncomfortable to watch. Not to throw her under the bus again, but the Barbara updates. Okay, there was one specific episode where it was like her and they were on like a yoga retreat and they were in a beach house and she's wearing a yoga clothes and she has like juicy on her butt and they're like all like sitting in the sand and they're like kumbayaing, and it's very clear to me that like once the camera's cut, like Barbara's like, I'm out. Like it was like, so what is the process? I saw one of you at Walmart and you were just like, ew, I'm at Walmart, oh my God. So the process of like, hey Lori, hi, yes, this is Amy from Shark Tank. We're setting up your update, so we want to meet you in Culver City in a Walmart. Like, how does it work? Like, how staged is it? And is it like, because I mean, some of the other ones, like the one, first of all, Damien never goes. He's always on Skype and he's always like, how are you doing? And then the business owner's like, I'm great. Thanks for not coming, Damien. So so you're always there though. You're like there, and yours are always longer. You're like, you're in Walmart, then you're in the car, then you're at their house, and then like you're in their bathroom and you're like, this is great. Like you really go for it. So what's the process of filming one of those updates? Is it like 2 days?
No, usually it's within a day because remember, wherever we're filming, it's not necessarily where we are normally.
Yeah.
So if it's in California, I mean, the Fiber Figs, I had to fly to, oh my God. I'm forgetting the name.
No worries.
Should I name a city?
All right, hold on.
Somewhere
Dallas,
far.
Houston,
Texas.
Chicago, New Orleans,
Somewhere where there's
Florida.
a lot of Walmarts.
No, there's
Pennsylvania,
a lot of mountains and
Colorado,
Mormons.
Denver, Utah,
Thank
Salt
you.
Lake City.
Salt Lake.
There.
Yes.
There you go. I knew we'd get there.
That was good.
I
That
knew
was a
we'd get
fun
there.
game.
A lot of mountains and Mormons.
I went Denver, then you said Mormons. We went Utah. I got it.
My God, no, wonderful place.
Love them.
So
No booze.
anyway, I flew there, and that wasn't closed, but it actually was beautiful, and we really had a good time. We were at Lowe's there.
I was one.
Do you ever? But did you like on the whole plane ride there? Were you like, I'm flying all this way to go to Lowe's. Like, you had that, like, at least once you had that thought.
Well, again,
You're like, there's a Lowe's right next to me.
here's the funniest thing. Yes, you're right. It would be more convenient. There are Lowe's right next to me. That would be more convenient. But the producers sometimes pick the places for, a variety of reasons. And I don't know why. Their factory was there. This is why, actually. I do know why. Their factory was there. My entrepreneur's factory was there. And all of their family and everybody. So it was much easier to fly me there, just me, than to move all of them somewhere else. And it is interesting, I think, when you see, like, here's their factory space, here's their family. I think that to the viewer, they really like to see what's the behind the scenes and the background. So, if it means that I have to travel, well, then that's all right.
Did you ever have a product that, and I'm sure you've answered this before, but that you invested in that you were like instantly like, oh God, I regret this decision. And then people keep bringing it up to you and they're like, oh, that product. And you're like, oh God, I hate that product.
Well, what's really interesting is that I have done deals on the show with something where then afterwards we didn't go forward because of, XYZ, some of it being the person. But weirdly, people don't bring it up a lot. They're not like, oh, what about that thing? Like normally it's just dead. So if I think what people really tend to talk about more are the ones that are successful, that they see out there, that we're behind, that we have follow-ups on. That's what lives on, not the ones that, don't necessarily, the ones that don't make a deal or don't close a deal or whatever. I don't really find that they're talked about much.
Really? That's all I think about. Maybe it's because I have such a weird, sad, negative brain. But in my head, I'm thinking like, okay, like there was this one girl who made cupcakes in a jar. And I was,
Kevin did that deal.
Yeah, and in my head, I was just like, I mean, it's fucking cupcakes in a jar. I mean, I could get those at Ralph's. I'm like, what is this? And then I think about it, and I'm like, where is she now? Like, is she still making cupcakes in a jar?
I think she is still making cupcakes in a jar because this is funny. Those were amazing cupcakes. I just have to say, I do not normally eat cupcakes, but I ate that one, and there must have been like an inordinate amount of sugar in the frosting because it was grainy. It was fabulous. And I loved them. I really did love them. And I think I think someone from Kevin's group sent me them in the last year. Yeah. So
did you ever try anything? I saw a recent episode where they tried some I don't think you were on this one, so I wasn't paying attention. But it was it was like the cocoa bean coffee or something. You know what I'm talking about?
I didn't try that yet.
No, and they all like spit it out like projectile. They're like, it's disgusting. And I'm like, that's not good promotion for them. But have you ever tried anything that you're like, oh God, I'm gonna vomit. I'm gonna vomit on television.
Yes.
What do I do right now?
Yeah, so I'm trying to remember. There's a few things
that
I tried.
All the cricket crap that they do.
No, wasn't cricket crap. It was. I'm trying to remember what it was. The wired waffle was pretty gross.
Oh,
that was like a waffle that was.
Right?
It tasted like it had a lot of like lard or something in it that like congealed. Okay. I don't know.
I mean, that sounds delicious, but
yeah. That was gross, and I'm trying to remember what else.
Did they give you a spit cup?
No spit cup. I used Kevin.
Wired waffle was just to like make you awake.
Yeah, it's like a Red Bull waffle.
Ellen DeGeneres did a spoof on it that's hilarious.
Oh, really?
You'll have to Google it. Yeah, it's extremely funny. But it was like a Red Bull waffle, essentially.
That sounds horrible. Well, speaking of
Red Bull waffles.
Speaking of Red Bull waffle, so I went to your website.
Yeah.
And I went to the FAQ.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna lie, I was a little confused. I don't know if you've seen your FAQ, but there's questions like, "I lost my keys. What do I do?" And I'm like, "Are these like this personal problem?"
You know what? That's hilarious. No, you know what that is? One of my most popular products is this full-length mirrored jewelry cabinet. So it looks like a cheval mirror, and then it actually has a cabinet inside. So you open the door of it, and inside is all your jewelry hanging.
Okay.
And it has an anti-tarnish lining, so you have to lock it. You keep it closed. It keeps your things tarnish-free. So people lose their keys. And I guess, people just know intuitively that that's what that's for. And then we have other versions. So that's what that's about.
I was like, I mean, I get it, though. I would ask you my life problems. I'd be like, hey, Laura, I ran out of gas. I don't know where to go. Like, I trust you. Okay. Okay. So you also have one of your FAQs was, I have an idea. What should I do? And then you recommend to go get the app, which I bought, called the Hero or Zero app, where basically it's 23 questions and you answer all of them about your product. So, for example, Lauren, you have a product idea for.
We were talking about nachos earlier. So,
Lauren's nacho maker.
Nacho maker.
So you think that's a genius idea. So you go to this app and you like answer all the questions about it. And then it says that you are actually going to like look at them and, you know, maybe possibly invest in one. Have you ever found anything from this app? And what's the craziest thing you found from this app?
All right. Well, I will tell you, yes, several things have been very interesting from the app. The first thing that comes to my mind is actually this woman wrote to me, I think on my Facebook or my Twitter. It was one or the other. I can't remember. And I just, you know, it caught my eye. I don't remember now how she phrased it, but she had a product that she was in college, and it sounded interesting to me. It was a makeup brush where it split open in the middle, and inside it held 4 more brushes. So all of your makeup brushes were like all in one. So instead of having, you know, each different separate, I thought, no, that's a really great idea. So we reached out to her, and I actually made the product for her.
Oh my God.
I manufactured it, and we brought it on QVC.
Oh my God.
And it's
now she's
been
a
on
billionaire.
for, no, not a billionaire. But it's been on now for at least a year or 2 years.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I mean, wait, but that completely changed her life completely. Right?
Well, you know, not everything is like $1 billion success, but she got money from it, yeah. And I'm sure, I don't know what she's doing with it, but she's definitely happy.
She's not making cupcakes in a jar. I'll tell you that.
I keep talking about these. They sound delicious.
Yeah, they really are good, I have to say.
I'd invest in that.
I mean,
Okay, so now on to my pitch. Okay, so I've had this idea for quite a while, and I feel like it's already starting to pop up. I feel like I missed my window. I had this idea 3 years ago. It's called Hottie Patatis.
Oh.
Okay? It's a food truck. Food trucks are huge right now, right? We
Okay,
can all agree
yeah.
on that. So it's a food truck where, you know, when you go to a yogurt place and you do your own yogurt, they give you the yogurt, you get the toppings, you get all these. So it's kind of similar to that. They have different types of tots, okay? They have normal tater tots.
I was going to say, is this potatoes?
Yeah, they have sweet tater tots. They have garlic. They have dessert tater tots. It tastes like churros, cinnamon sugar, all these different tots. And then you get like a cone or a bowl, and you can have your tots. And then you have your toppings, or, you know, totsings, some kind of a pun. And then you can, you know, customize your tots. And then the merch, I'm already thinking merch. The merch is, you know, like a tot on each nipple. And then on the back of the shirt, it says, I'm a hottie patati. I think it's genius. I think the truck is pink. I think there's tots everywhere. I think there's puns.
he literally pitches this to me like once a month. I'm like, we are not getting in the food truck business.
Here's what I want to know. It's like, tater tots your favorite food?
No. But I'm aware of the trends.
I don't know if I've seen you eat a tot before.
By the way, I'm not a big fan. By the way, I thought about tots 3 years ago, and I was like, these are going to be huge. Sweet tater tots are going to be huge. And then literally a year later, at every bar,
I actually could see that. I could see that.
Everywhere.
I could see the sweet tater tots. But to your point, I think you're more in love with the T-shirt.
I think that's an excellent observation. You are
Right?
smart. You're good at this.
He likes the T-shirt.
That's my thing.
Loves the T-shirt.
And, you know, this
I
is-
think you could sell a T-shirt.
Okay.
Let's just make the T-shirt.
And this is
Yeah.
also just business advice in general, because, you know, I don't want to be stupid with my money, and I want to invest it smart. And I'll, you know, the food truck is a joke, but it's also thinking like, oh, you know, should I invest in a, you know, real estate or a restaurant, or I have this restaurant I go
They
to.
say restaurants are the hardest thing.
Yeah,
that's Really?
hard.
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
yes. They say restaurants are one of the hardest things in which to have succeed.
Really?
hmm
So like, what's the go-to? Real estate, you think?
Well, no, not in the last handful of years
In Los Angeles,
necessarily.
though.
I mean, I think it depends. Like, you have to research the market. But no, you were talking about, you know, the internet, apps, things like that. I think that would be, it's something you can do easily yourself. You don't have to put a lot of money, just hard work, time, and effort. And so I think that things where you don't have to, you can do it from home. You can do it anytime you want. Seems to me like,
I don't know. I think you'd rather do the money than the hard work and effort. Let's be real.
Okay, first of all, I'm a very hard worker. Hottie Patatis would be a full-time
I mean, I'm
job.
just saying. I'm like, hard work.
Now you're
throw
gonna
some
get,
money.
you're gonna get requests for this T-shirt. You
Oh,
know,
I
it.
know.
I hope
Everybody's
so.
gonna want a hottie
No,
patati.
I'll sell 1 billion of them. I'll go live on my island with Barbara. We'll be doing yoga on the beach. You know what one I'm talking about, though, right? I don't remember what the product. She was doing yoga on the beach. And then
I know the
here's
one
my
you're
question.
talking about. It was the follow-up with her entrepreneur.
And I'm going to ask her if I ever meet her, which is, doubtful. But if I ever do meet her, I'm going to ask her. She has so much money, I think. And she has so much money. But then they showed her beach house, which was big. But then all of them are crammed into this small little room in the beach house to watch the Shark Tank. And I'm like, why don't Barbara take them to the screening room, Barbara? I know you have a screening room. Anyway, the recaps. A lot confuses me about these recaps.
Oh my god.
Okay, so obviously my favorite part of the show, my second favorite now that she's here, is to call my mom. My mom has the last question of the day.
Okay.
So we're going to call my mom. She, by the way, sometimes, I'm going to be honest, she doesn't know who's on the show. I have to kind of prep her a little bit. And I was going to prep her, but then I decided not to because she watches every single week. So she knows who you are. She is going.
I see a pitch coming. Do you want to switch seats with me?
Okay, if it's a pitch from my mom, it's going to involve Jesus. Just letting you know. So it's some kind of Jesus
Nothing
food
wrong.
truck.
It could be a confession truck.
All right, guys, we are about to call my mom. Here we go. Putting it on speaker.
You have a picture?
Yeah, if I don't look at you and I just
I
hear your voice,
actually-
it is a nice one.
Is it not working? I actually have a picture of me dressed up as my mom. It's a very long story. And it says bitch from hell. It's a very... She's in on the joke.
I'd like to see that.
Hello?
Mom,
Yes.
I am on the podcast right now.
Okay.
And I have a guest who I think you might know.
Okay.
I'm
I'm
gonna-
getting nervous.
Okay, I'm going to need you not to cry or freak out like you did when it was Tara Reid. Not
Okay,
kidding.
okay. You got it. You got it.
Okay. You know that little show Shark Tank?
Yeah?
You know Lori?
Oh, she's my favorite.
She's right here.
Oh,
Hi,
my
Mom.
gosh. Hi, Lori. You're my favorite.
Oh, thanks, Mom.
Oh, my gosh. My heart is racing.
We're both sweating. I'm sweating. Are you sweating, Mom?
Oh, my gosh. I love your hair.
Oh, thanks. That's sweet of you. Where are
Oh,
you?
my gosh. You always look so gorgeous.
Oh, thank you. Where are you at right now?
In my kitchen?
Yeah. What state?
Oh. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry.
State, not mental state, Mom. Like state as in California. She actually lives like 10 minutes away, but I don't have her come here because she
Oh,
will
really?
pass out when she meets people. Okay, Mom,
I
you have...
know. Okay.
Okay, Mom, you have the final question. So what is the question for her?
Oh my gosh. Well, oh my gosh, my heart. Well, Lori, my favorite part of the show is like when you guys decide to go in on an offer, like together
Uh-huh.
with another shark. But is there like more? I often wonder, is there more risk to that? Like, are you ever nervous about that?
That's a good question.
That's a good question. I don't think anybody's ever asked me that, Mom.
Oh my gosh, because I always think about that.
You know, I don't think that there's more risk. I think there's more maneuvering. Because, when you're doing something yourself, you just do it. You don't have to like pass it by anybody. You don't have to ask. You don't have to include or inform. So on the one hand, for the entrepreneur, you have more people behind you. But for the shark themselves, I think it just depends on what it is. But I wouldn't say that there's more risk. I think it's just a different situation. There's more complexity in certain ways.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It sounds like it's maybe a little more work, huh?
It depends. It's like less work for some things, more work for others.
Oh, okay. But do you find that it ends up more profitable often when you guys go in together?
No.
You have to split the pie more.
Yeah, that's right. You're splitting the pie.
Mom, do you have any ideas for? You have any? I feel like you always have ideas, Mom. You got a product idea in there somewhere? This is your time. This is your one shot.
This is it.
I'll be honest, and I'm too nervous.
Oh. All right. Well, if you think
Oh
of
my
something, download her app. Put it in the app. Tweet her. My mom has a Twitter. She's very famous on Twitter.
Aw.
How many followers you got, Mom?
It was a pleasure to talk to you.
Pleasure to
She's very
talk to you.
Okay. I love you, Mom.
Okay, love you.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
I mean, my mom has 50,000 followers, guys.
She does?
She does. She absolutely does.
She's
Wow.
She's a gem.
What does she tweet?
What doesn't she tweet?
Pictures of you. Like, is it? Are they following her because they're following you too?
She has her own thing going on. You know what the funniest part is? She is so, she's religious, and she's very very sweet and very good-hearted and stuff. So she doesn't quite understand like dirty jokes sometimes, or like something recently that happened is I was on the set of my movie, and I was taking pictures with the cast, and we were all doing selfies where we were doing like an invisible blowjob face. I'm sure you're aware of that, that type of thing. Mm-hmm. So we all took pictures of doing that, and then she saw that picture and she retweeted it, and she said, so proud of my son. And she doesn't quite. She doesn't. I think people follow her because of that. It's like, oh, it's so
I think
sweet.
your followers like following her, right?
Because they're like, oh, it's like she doesn't know what she's tweeting. It's cute. So yeah, there's my mom.
It is very cute.
So now for the even cuter section, the final part of the show is where we read comments from you guys, and some of them are cute. Before I get into that, I'll just rush through a couple of these. People were sending tweets to us, and for questions for you. Mainly, most of them, like from Maria, were, why the hell did you say yes to Going on Shane's podcast?
Excellent question.
Good question. Also from somebody named Rotuig. I think this is somebody who knows you personally in their head, maybe, because they said, be nice to my girl. This will be an awesome interview. Hi, Lori. See you at Big Daddies and Big Mamas. Is that a thing? Is that do you invest in a company?
Do you
called
go
Big
to Big Daddies? Is that a?
No, it's not a place.
Okay, so Rotwig, she has no idea who you are. So, and then also, last but not least, this is interesting. Kane wants to know: do you know what a PewDiePie is?
A PewDiePie? No, I don't.
It's okay.
Oh
Interesting.
My God,
it's okay.
Is that terrible?
This is
well, if it's something, I think I know what it is.
It's not what the cat did.
It's not what the cat. No, is it? But it's something dirty, right?
It's funny. No, I've always been curious to ask like somebody outside of this weird internet world.
Okay.
So PewDiePie is the #1 YouTuber. Mm-hmm. I think he has 25 million subscribers or something.
Okay. We're gonna have to come on with PewDiePie, right?
I know. So it's crazy to ask people.
She's like, what am I doing here with you?
No. I meant bring PewDiePie here, right?
Lord. He lives in like Germany or something. But it's funny to talk about like these YouTuber people to mainstream public who like somebody like PewDiePie. In my head, I'm like, oh yeah, everybody knows who he is, but then nobody does because it's like such a weird. Like your face when I said the word PewDiePie, you looked confused,
uncomfortable,
sort of. That's really funny. Okay, so now getting to the comments.
Remember, I have no time, basically.
No. How do you have time to do it?
Even if you had
seriously, you have no idea.
How do you do that? How are you even here right now?
We planned this a while ago.
We planned this, and I knew I'd be here, but
we were trying to get you because we were shooting in Pittsburgh, and I knew you were in Pennsylvania, but we were on opposite. Yeah, we were on opposite coasts of Pennsylvania, as it were.
But I do have an insane schedule, insane. So I would
sleep?
Never know who PewDiePie is.
How do you like even? That's my main issue is I'm kind of overdoing myself, and I was talking to Lauren about this. I'm doing like you. I'm doing a lot of things, and I enjoy it, but it's hard. I'm trying to figure out how to not go crazy and how to also like still enjoy it, because now it's the podcast, the movie, the YouTube, the TV shows I'm doing. Like there's so many things at once, and I want to put equal effort into all of them. You have probably 500 times more things than I do, and you seem very calm and collected and normal right now, and I feel like I look like a frazzled mess.
Do you have help?
You're looking at her.
That's it.
I have my producer. I have somebody that helps me on some of my YouTube stuff, and I have the agents and managers, and
we just don't have.
I don't.
It has to make business sense to hire people, and we do when we can. You know what I mean?
But, well, I think a really smart thing, which it seems like what you're doing, is you outsource certain things. So, you're hiring producers, you hire the people that you need to just do the job, but they're not on staff. So you're not paying a salary. Then, the two of you, it brings more to you, right? The bottom line. So I think that you should do that as long as you can. And I mean, I don't know. I'm just a great multitasker. I can do a lot. It's just my nature. I think if you're that kind of person, and you are entrepreneurial, right? I think that you can handle it all. Like, just keep handling it until you're not happy. When you're not happy, then make a change. But if you're okay right now, keep juggling all the balls.
Yeah, I'm good. You're good at juggling balls.
We
juggle a lot
of ball juggling.
All right, this one. You know what? Listen, I always read the funny comments. It's my favorite thing. And then I'll read one nice one because I feel like I never read the nice ones. This is from Nick. N-N-E-K-A. N-N-E-K. Nika?
I can't help you.
I don't want to ruin it. It says, my name's Nika. I've been watching your YouTube videos since the start and have been listening to your podcast constantly. This week, I'm going in for surgery, and I'm so thankful for your podcast to help me get through it. You and Lauren keep me smiling throughout my procedure. I love you guys so much.
Yeah.
Sorry for butchering your name.
Nikita, I love you.
First of all, that is not her name. That is not even close.
Sorry.
It's Nika, I think. Oh, yes. You guys, P.S. Yes, her book, Invent It, Sell It, Bank It, Make Your $1 million idea into a reality, is available now. Obviously, bookstores, also Amazon. That's like the biggest one, right?
Yes, Amazon, Barnes & Noble, QVC.
Barnes & Noble, you got
it. Actually, truly, like your curiosity as to how to do things, and you're so entrepreneurial, both of you. It truly is a book that it was more my pay it forward. It tells you how to do everything step by step by step by step. It's like all the knowledge, everything that I had to figure out myself. It walks you through. So if you have a concept, a product idea, or whatever, you know exactly how to do it. And then it has like little snippets behind the scenes, Shark Tank, QVC.
I love the snippets.
Life, you know, what I had to go through, ups and downs. So, yeah, I think you'll really like it.
Is there pictures?
No, I wish there were pictures. They would not do pictures.
In the center, it's always my favorite when there's like those random, like Britney Spears autobiography. It's like pictures of her as a child.
I know. It's totally my favorite too. But no, there wasn't time. They wanted the book to be out faster.
I understand.
And pictures take longer.
Well, there you guys go. Okay, your Twitter. Where can I find you on Twitter? It's just your name, right?
Just my name, Lori Greiner. And Facebook, it's... I think it's Lori Greiner as well. You can see my picture. You'll know it's verified. And that's it. My website's Lori Greiner too.
All right. And the app.
The
Hero or Zero. By the way, my brother is downloading the app currently. He's a big-time inventor.
Is he?
He literally, every time I see him, he's like, all right, I got this idea. And you know what? Sometimes it's genius. Sometimes it's terrifying. But you'll definitely be seeing a lot from him.
You're on the finale of Shark Tank this Friday?
This Friday. It's going to be amazing because they show you a whole montage of best things throughout the season. So I think you'll particularly love that.
So it's Friday, May 16th, just in case anybody's wondering.
I don't know.
All right, guys, there you go. This has been a dream come true. I'm very excited. My favorite show ever. One of my favorite people ever. Very, very excited. Thank you so much for doing this.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lauren, for not embarrassing me.
I was so good. I was quiet and obedient.
You were wonderful.
Relatively. Anyway.
All right, you guys. Hope you have fun hanging with us. We have fun hanging with you, and we will hear you, see you. We'll have you listen to us
next time.
Bye.
Bye.